Gold is money. Everything else is credit. And right now, the world's smartest money is quietly acting like that quote still matters. But here's the weird part. If you watch financial media, everyone is obsessing over AI stocks, the S&P 500, and Nvidia. Meanwhile, gold is behaving like something big is about to break. No headlines, no panic, just a slow, relentless move higher. Almost like the quiet kid in class who suddenly shows up driving a Lamborghini. So the real question is, why are central banks buying gold like it's the last case of bottled water before a hurricane? Because the numbers are getting strange. We've actually seen this movie before. Go back to the 1970s. The U.S. had just ended the Bretton Woods system in 1971. That was the moment the dollar stopped being backed by gold. And what happened next? Inflation exploded. Oil shocks hit the global economy. Markets were confused. Currencies were unstable. And gold? Gold went from $35 an ounce in 1971 to $850 an ounce by 1980. That's a 2,300% move. Not because gold suddenly became more useful, but because people stopped trusting the system. And here's the uncomfortable part. Today's setup looks eerily similar. Let's look at the numbers. In 2022, central banks bought 1,082 tons of gold. That's the largest purchase in modern history. In 2023, they bought another 1,037 tons. 2 consecutive record-breaking years. And who's buying the most? Countries like China, Turkey, India, Russia. Meanwhile, the U.S. government debt just crossed $34 trillion. Global debt overall, about $315 trillion. That's more than 3 times the size of the entire global economy. And when debt gets that big, governments usually solve it the same way they always have. They inflate it away, which means printing money. And when the money printer goes burr, gold tends to wake up. Now here's where things get really interesting. While gold is climbing, stocks are also near all-time highs, especially the S&P 500. But look closer. 7 companies now make up roughly 30% of the entire index. The famous Magnificent Seven: Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, and Tesla. It's like a basketball team where 7 players score all the points, and the rest of the league is just watching. Historically, markets that narrow tend to get fragile, just like during the dot-com bubble or the Nifty 50. When money piles into a small group of winners, something else usually starts moving quietly in the background. And right now, that something else looks a lot like gold. This doesn't mean gold is about to explode tomorrow. Markets are messy, predictions are hard, and anyone telling you they know the future is probably selling a newsletter. But history gives us clues. When governments print aggressively, debt hits record highs, markets become concentrated, and central banks start hoarding gold, it usually means one thing. The smart money is preparing for uncertainty. Not panic, not collapse, just uncertainty. And in a world where everything is built on credit, gold is the one asset that doesn't need anyone's promise, which is exactly why the people who run the financial system never stop buying it.